What is up, everybody? Illinois Outdoorsman and Cameron, say hi.
Hi.
Today we're going to do the steer system for the trolling motor on the kayak. So this one went way better than what I thought it would. I thought it would be a lot harder. Cameron. So you guys stay tuned and I'll show you guys how I ran this out. All right, you guys, so today we're gonna run I've already kind of ran it. I'm gonna show you guys what I did. It was really super simple and came out way better than what I thought it would. We're gonna run the steer lines. As you can tell, he's decided he wants to repeat me all day. So, ran these steer lines, did it partially internal to the kayak, partially external, but I'll show you guys what I mean. Partially, part of it's outside the hull, part of it's inside. My head is way out of frame. There we go, that's better. So, I'm gonna show you guys what I did, what I ended up doing, modified the foot pegs, and ran it out to the back. All I got left is to mount it, put my mounts in the trolling motor, and then mount the cables. So, let's take a look at it. All right, you guys, so as you can see here, we're gonna start here at the foot pegs. These are the factory foot pegs in the Ascend. This is a 2018 model. Normally you would have your little lock to lock it into all these holes here for your positioning. I took that lock off, and to take that lock off on these, right where this cable goes in here is where where it locks into. You just take a screwdriver, set it in there, and smack it with a hammer, and it pops right out. And then it gives you a hole to pass this through. And I just have some crimps here, crimp piece of weed eater string. Now I have full slide up and down the rail. I'll probably put a little bit of dry graphite grease on there, dry graphite lube. You can see it ran down the other side as well. I ran it through a couple of eyelets that are actually mounted to where this mount would normally. Okay, so these little eyelets here screw into where you could put the duck blind kit in here, and there's also a screw up under the track for the foot pegs, but it's quarter 20, so it runs through here. So foot peg through the eyelet just to keep it kind of up and away, so it's got like a 1.5 inch gap there. And I don't know how well you guys, let's take this Yak Attack cup holder off of here. I did go ahead and mount my other Mighty mount, Mighty Track, something like that. Mighty Gear Track, something like that. That covered the camera. So you guys can see, cable runs here, and right here, you guys, I took a piece. Where's it at? Right here. This is a piece of 1/4 inch brake line, and as you guys can see, it runs perfect in there. So that's a piece of 1/4 inch brake line, and what I ended up doing was running it through there. That's right underneath the slide for the factory seat, but everybody raises the seat so nobody uses it. So that is still there, but it's got that little indentation. Feed it through there. It feeds on the outside of the flush mount rod holders, down the gunnels, all the way down the gunnels, and then it comes out right here. So this is a piece of 60 inch, 60 inches, and it's 1/4 inch diameter brake line. I ran it both sides here. All I got to do is just silicone it up back here, just so it'll help hold it in place and keep water from getting into the boat. And then the trolling motor, as you guys can see, it's right here. The way my mounts will go, I'm going to drill hopefully just one clean hole all the way through it, and then I will actually bend the bar I got, bend it so it'll kind of point away from the boat, just so I can get a little bit more pull out of these, and loop it, tie it in there, rings, and we will be set. But the running that brake line was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. The first one I fought with for a little bit, it took me a minute. I ran a piece of string all the way down the boat, finally got it to the gaping hole I still have to cover up in the back, and I fed it out of the hole, fed it through the brake line, and then slid the brake line in, kind of ran it in, and pulled it up, got it to the end, Just kind of picked it up, had to wiggle it and take it through the hole there. I did find though, if I took the flush mount rod holders out and used one of them old school wooden back scratchers of all things, you could hook that brake line perfect, hold it there, and then fish it, pop it right through the hole. So right now it sticks 2 inches, roughly 2 inches out of that hole. And so it's not gonna slide back in there, especially once it's glued. It's got a little bit of guide, but it's also gonna keep that from rubbing a hole in the boat. From back and forth, sawing a hole in the boat. It's weed eater string, it's made to cut stuff. It's just not as abrasive as steel string. So doing that, super easy. It's not gonna wear out, and it's super easy to change. If I need to change, if I pop a line, need to change it, stop, fish new line through there, crimp it, and I'm good to go. So yeah, super simple, you guys. The hardest part of this whole build has been, I think, the motor mount. That would have to be it, because I mean, as long as you're remotely competent with wiring, it's not bad. You're just extending wires. It's what I do for a living, so that part's not hard to me. But the motor mount and coming up with it and trying to figure out how to rig it in there the best I can to make sure everything has proper support. So yeah, you guys, outside of that, super easy. My next big hurdle is I gotta build my box to put my circuit breaker in, which that it's just running the power wire off one side of it and then continuing onto the battery and locating my battery. I am thinking about putting the battery here where I would normally put my crate, so it's kind of right behind my seat. Everything that's in my crate will actually fit underneath my seat. So I'm thinking if I do that, put my tackle underneath my seat, it will kind of keep the weight centered. And it's not gonna make the boat want to do this or anything goofy. So I'm gonna make the leads for the power quite long and just be able to, so I can test it. I can move the battery here, I can move it here, figure out where I actually want to end up putting the battery, because I am going to run a full deep cycle battery in this, full 60 pounds or 48 pounds or whatever it is, 50-pound battery. Get me a couple hours out on the water. Actually, it'd probably get me more than that, because it ran that John boat quite a bit before it died. So running this, we should be all right. I'm probably gonna be pushing the weight capacity of this. I think weight capacity is 350. Yeah, 350 pounds. So we're definitely gonna be pushing it at least that 300-pound mark. Right now I'm fluttering around 240, so 280 with a battery plus trolling motor. We're gonna call it 300, and then that's not counting tackle. So we're definitely gonna be pushing it. I'll probably lighten up some of my tackle, not take everything all at once, which is fine by me, because I don't use everything all at once. I use a select few things every trip, and that's it. So if you guys like this video, or you got questions on how I did end up running that brake line in there, I might have a part number for that brake line if you guys wanted to do it. I think it's Napa part number. It's 813-1225. And all I did was cut one of the flares off the end of it, slid the fittings off, and slid the brake line in. I did kind of pre-bend it on the outside of the boat just to contour with the gunnels. So yeah, if you guys have any questions on how I did that, how I ran it, or you guys want to see anything else in it, I'll probably wait a little bit to seal the back up so I can mess around with stuff if need be. So yeah, you guys, also, for those of you who do not have a safety flag or anything like that, any sort of visual aid, especially if you get on big bodies of water, guys, I picked this beauty up. The fiberglass rods in this are like 1.5 feet long a piece. They got connectors in them. I know I love Yak Attack, don't get me wrong, and their lights and their flags are great because they're collapsible. I still can't see coming off $80, $100 for one. I paid $13 for that. I will take that all day. It came with the mount, so I'm going to mount that back here in this back tank well, just right by the trolling motor, and it just drops in there. So it's not Yak Attack, but it'll keep you safe on the water, especially when you get on them big bodies. It's something else, a visual aid for other boaters to see you. But so yeah, you guys, we will get this all buttoned up, get the steering system set. I'll drill the hole in there, and then we will do next video, hopefully we have open water, will be the test run video where we go out and we're actually going to try this thing out and see what happens, see if I rip the motor off the back or if it fails completely. Hopefully it doesn't fail completely, because then I'm kind of at a loss. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, smash that like button, make sure you turn on the bell, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you guys. But until next time, you guys, I will see you out there.